Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. The next expansion is approaching, but there are still some decks that I have not had time to play during Rastakhan's Rumble. There are actually quite a lot of decks in Hearthstone when you really think about it, and in this video I'm going to showcase the start of my journey into playing some big Deathrattle Rogue. This is one of the decks that I had not had time to play before. I played the previous version with Devil's Eggs, but the deck evolved in late Rastakhan's Rumble metagame into a deck that summons more big stuff and tries to cheat that out. I started my journey into the archetype by playing the common archetypes. For example, this one. This is one of the most popular versions of the list on Aegis Replay, and it's also fairly successful. However, I have to say that I don't really like this build, but more on that later. Anyway, the big Deathrattle Rogue is very heavily based on Deathrattle activations and being able to get a bunch of stuff on the board through those. So the key cards here are the Cavern Shiny Finder, which tutors a Necrune Blade for you, so Necrune Blade triggers the Deathrattle random friendly minion. And then there's the Kobold Illusionist, which summons a 1/1 copy of a minion from your hand. And then various minions in your hand. The best one is Silver Vanguard. So if you have a Silver Vanguard in your hand and you have a Kobold Illusionist on the board and you activate your Necrune Blade, so you equip Necrune Blade on 3, you swing with that, you play Illusionist on 4, then you swing with the blade, Illusionist triggers, and Illusionist summons a 1/1 copy of Silver Vanguard, and then Silver Vanguard, when it dies, it summons a 8-drop from your deck, so either Charged Devilsaur, Deranged Doctor, or the Lich King, and then you just kind of roll on from there. So obviously the high roll potential of this deck is immense. This is a very good deck for high rolling. And there are quite a lot of nice things you can do with this deck, because you have stuff like Blight Nozzle Crawlers, so you can get some poisonous hard removal pieces from those. You have Umbra. Umbra triggers the Deathrattle of a minion after you summon it, so Umbra works. You can even set up Umbra Chains with something like triggering the Illusionist, and the Illusionist summons a Deathrattle minion, and Umbra triggers also that Deathrattle minion, and so crazy things can happen. And also on 10 mana you have stuff like Carnivorous Cube, Necrune Vial, and with this particular build you have that even earlier, because you can also prep the Necrune Vial for 2 mana, so for 7 mana you can do Cube, and then proc the Cube's Deathrattle twice, so you can get 4 minions out of that Cube. So if you're cubing a Charged Devilsaur, and then you're proccing that Cube with the Necrune Vial, suddenly you have 4 Charged Devilsaurs that can hit face immediately. There's just lots of crazy stuff this deck can do. Mechanical Whelps can give you some Mechanical Dragons, Ciliax, and you can also magnetize Ciliax. You can magnetize it on the Whelp, you can magnetize it on the 7/7 Dragon. That's a really powerful play. You can magnetize it on the Blight Nozzle Crawler. A bunch of mechs that you can magnetize Ciliax into to make it even more powerful. Although then of course you can't cube that, and it doesn't come out as the fully magnetized thing anymore. But there's just a lot of stuff to do. And then you have Sap. Sap allows you to push through taunts, and Sap is also pseudo silence effect, so if there's some annoying effect that you want to get rid of, a buff or something on an enemy minion, then you can sap it and get rid of that one. So it's quite a deck. As for mulligans with this deck, you're always looking for that way to cheat out stuff. You really want to find Cavern Shiny Finder. Cavern Shiny Finder is the best card you can find, because it tutors a Necrune Blade for you. I would also keep a Necrune Blade if I don't have a Shiny Finder, but I don't keep a Blade if I have a Shiny Finder, because then I'm just happy to tutor it out for myself. And in addition to these, you're always looking for the Kobold Illusionist. You want to cheat out those minions on the board. And if you have Kobold Illusionist, then you can keep stuff like Mechanical Whelp, or preferably the Silver Vanguard. That's pretty much the basic mulligan for this deck. The Shiny Finder, Blade, Illusionist, Vanguard. Good to go. However, I was not completely happy with this build. There are some issues with the build, like if you find your preparation but you don't find any Necrune Vials, then prepping an Eviscerate or Sap. Some value, but it's not very good. Also, with all of these spells in the deck and not that many important minions, you sometimes end up with draws where you get like Backstab, Prep, Eviscerate, Sap, Vial, and you don't find enough Deathrattle minions to really make them worth it. So my overall experience with this deck is that it's pretty streaky and it's pretty snowbally. So When you hit your right mulligans, you find your shiny finders, you find your illusionists, you just roll over opponents incredibly quickly. But when you can't find those pieces, you sometimes end up with hands where you have a bunch of spells and a bunch of 8-drops, and you can't really do much. So first of all, that means that Mulligan is extremely important with this deck. And second of all, it means that there are a fair number of games where there are only a few decisions to really make. Because when you get your good draw, you just roll through the game, and when you get a really bad draw, there's just nothing you can do. Obviously, there are lots of games between those ends, but with this specific list in particular, I disliked the fact that there were so many games where draws just decided the outcome. But overall, the archetype is pretty fun, and I made my own build after trying out the common builds, and I had much more fun with that one. But I will show you that one tomorrow. And today I will just show you what it looks like when you play the usual meta version of Deathrattle Rogue. If you enjoy this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now, let's go take a look at the meta version of Deathrattle Rogue in action. Maybe, try backstep blade, keep. 2 backsteps and a blade, so let's hope this is at least a Midrange Hunter. Well, this is a little bit too many 0 mana spells. Hi, Anime Slav. Okay. I'm cool with that Spring Paw. This is fine. Next turn, spring the links with coin Razormaw. I can't really equip the blade, yet I have no plan on how to use it. I probably need to just backstab the 2 health minion that he's going to play. I hit face, my dagger up, and I backstab that. There was also the option to equip the blade instead of the dagger here. Then I would have 2 swings with the blade. That was possible. But swing with the blade on 4, swing with the blade on 5 is not good enough. So I'll need to swing over here. What if he has Dire Frenzy? That's pretty unlikely because you'd never keep a Dire Frenzy against a rogue. So I'll swing here, and now I will equip the blade. So that on 6 I will get the second swing of the blade. He had a second Razormaw. If he finds more health, that's a problem. More attack is not necessarily a problem. It looks like he didn't find more health. +1, +1, +3 health. He would have always picked all of those instantly. Yeah, he should just play the links. It's okay. It's not like I have an answer. Why did he break the stealth? I would have just kept it in stealth. Because now I'm going to backstab this, I'm going to hit the Leok. I will play the Blight Nozzle. Then we'll have to worry about it a little bit. So I'll backstab the 4-2. But I kill off the Leok. And I will play the Blight Nozzle. Blade is ready. Blight Nozzle's ready. I even have the cube option here. Flanking strike isn't that great. It's kind of okay. This has got to be a mechanical whelp. And kill the 3/3 wolf. So I get a 7/7. I'm still at 20. I haven't seen any timber wolves yet. I haven't seen any hyenas yet. Just the high main. Okay. Recruiting an 8-cost minion is obviously attractive. But this is probably a cube turn. Do I have enough health to survive? He could have some kill commands. Oh boy, oh boy. But if I just play the Vanguard, it's not guaranteed to get anything good enough. Obviously cube is no guarantee either. Maybe Vanguard is still better. I will have to trade there. I think I'm trading a couple of those down and I'm playing the Vanguard. Because I'm pretty low on health. Vanguard gives me a chance to find Lich King, find the Doctor, find ways to heal me up. Something that I cannot do otherwise. And I really need to heal up. I won't be able to beat him in a race. So I could pull 2 minions with the Vanguard this turn. But I still cannot trigger their Deathrattles. If I prep the Necroom Vial, I can. This has got to be prep Necroom Vial, right? So I'm pretty likely to find at least one Doctor.
Punch first.
Vanguard is going to trade there. I think I'm trading with this fellow too. I can go to 20. I'll still trade. Then I'll cube one of the Doctors. So that I get some healing going right now. And there's a Devil's Sword and a Lich King in the Vanguard. There was the option to push that 7 to face. But I was still concerned because I haven't seen any kill commands. And I'm still a little bit concerned that I might need to get a good board clear going. But now that I'm at 20 and the Doctor, once it dies, heals me more, I feel a little bit more confident. Well, Shiny Finder, I don't know what that would proc. The Vial. Down to 16. If I trade there, I get 2 more Doctors. Do I need 2 more Doctors on the board? Trade there, trade there. But how do I kill the Doctors? I proc them with the weapon, right? I'll trade here, I get 2 more Doctors.
Punch first.
I'll trade there too. So I get Lich King or something. And I'll play the Shiny Finder. So I draw another Necroom Blade. And then I can play the Necroom Blade. And I can trade a minion with the Necroom Blade. And then I can proc this. So then it looks like this. I get to 22 and I have a board full of Doctors. Let's see. I mean, it doesn't have to be an old Paladin. It can be something else.
None will survive.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, Fan isn't strong enough to help. I just wonder what would be strong enough to help. There are no taunts in this deck, so this deck just absolutely loses. Unless I pick up like Ziliax. This old Paladin is just going to hit me in the face every turn, and then I will die. It's impossible to win when you face counter matchups every game. That's just the way this game goes.
Here we go.
Why did you not keep the Blight nozzle? Because it doesn't help.
Reporting for duty.
I need stuff like Illusionist Vanguard Blade or Shiny Finder Backstab. Something like that was needed. I already have the Lich King in hand too, so I can't even get Lich King from Silver Vanguard. Even if I lived long enough. No, Mar. Subscribed. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate that. Ouch, ouch, ouch. No celiacs. Yeah, that was game. I don't need to keep a blade if I already have a shiny finder. It's better this way, not keeping a blade when I already have a tutor for the blade. That doesn't count. I know that was a clear, but it would have spent the Necreon blade without any effect. So that's different. Alright, Shiny Finder time. So it's a Spell Hunter, right? How do I beat a board of 3 trees? I guess we're about to find out. I'm just going with the Necreon Blade, right? In case it happens to be the Wandering Monster. What if it's Misdirection? I think we'll try. If it's Wandering Monster, then the blade most likely is going to kill it. So then the minion would survive. What's Explosive Trap? I'm fine with that. Okay, I can kill that one too. I will backstab here. Play an Illusionist and proc the Illusionist. And I get my first whelp. That's good. That's a good start. 1 whelp on the board. They can of course be freezing traps. I have the option to equip another blade and proc it immediately if I like. But I think the Illusionist... No, I will play an Illusionist first. And then this Illusionist will attack. It's a Wandering Monster. Okay, Illusionist will die, but then it will pull a 1/1 copy of something else in my hand. Alright. Now I have a couple of whelps out here and an Illusionist. Alright, give me a 7/7. I guess I'm fine with that. I mean, I have the option to simply eviscerate this Devilsaur. Lots of interesting options. I equip the Necreon Blade and eviscerate. That means I don't proc the blade this turn, but I still think I like it. Just eviscerate there. Trade with the 1/1. And these are going... all of this stuff is going face. A pair of 7/7s, I have an Illusionist on the board. I have a blade that's almost triggered. Regishot catches a 7/7. There's still exact lethal on the board, he still needs more. Well, this is pretty much the hand I'm looking for, right? So, well, we'll have to see of course how this is going to go, but now I again have a hand that looks like it can win games. Priest kept 2 cards. Do I coin out a Shiny Finder? No, it's fine. I can hold on to coin. Shiny Finder on 2. Priest probably doesn't have weapon removal. Priest obviously has stuff like Psychic Scream and Mass Hysteria. I think Shadow Visions on 2 is almost always a mistake. Because you typically don't know what you really want at that point. And there's the risk that I end up with other things. What Deathrattle do I want to proc? And this one's always going face. Do I want to equip the blade? Am I proccing a Deathrattle next turn? I kind of don't want to proc a Deathrattle yet next turn. So I think I don't attack with the blade yet. So I believe I want to proc a Deathrattle in 2 turns.
Here we go.
So we do this. Mass Hysteria is not very useful here. He still goes for it. Pretty big surprise. So I guess I'll just cube this cube and proc the cube's Deathrattle. And I have a ton of 4/6s. What is he going to do about all of those? This one hits face. I'll cube it and I summon another pair of cubes. So now there's a bunch of 4/6s, and this one still has more 4/6s inside. Next turn he can scream, so there's that. 4/6 hitting face, 4/6 is hitting face. I believe Necrim Blade is hitting face too.
Here we go.
So Necrim Blade is hitting face too. Okay. I've seen both Mass Hysterias at this point. Well, that's the Shadow Visions card. Here comes the Scream, and if I pull the Devil's Roar with the Vanguard, I win the game this turn.
No walls can
I think that's good enough to try. 40% to win this game. Well, that doesn't win the game yet. So I didn't win yet. He could have another Scream. Yeah. I probably need to mulligan the cube because I think I need some more early game before I can confidently get to that cubing point. Is there going to be a Razormaw next turn? If I'm going to coin the Necrim Blade, I can only hit with it once. Because on the second try, I think I need to pass. But this was an interesting turn, because Coin Eviscerate was definitely an option to play around Razormaw. I probably need to kill this poisonous minion, right?
Here we go.
Let's kill that one off, before he plays an Animal Companion and gets a taunt to protect it. But I don't have a Deathrattle minion for 3. So that's still a problem. Let's eviscerate the hyena. And I wait for a turn. Next turn I will attack, proc the Blight Nozzle Crawler. Hopefully deal with whatever he has. Am I taking too much damage? The Shiny Finder is not very useful. I don't think I can afford to go down to 16, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I don't think I can afford that. So I will use the Poisonous Minion to kill that one. This means that he might be able to kill the Blight Nozzle Crawler here. Flanking Strike and hit with the Candle Shot would be very, very strong right now. So at least that was not the play. I don't have anything that benefits from Umbra. He can still have stuff like Unleash. He flowed a lot of mana there. I kind of don't want a couple of 1/1 Uzis here. I don't think they're very useful at the moment. I think Umbra will be more useful. That puts a little bit more pressure on him. And as a 3-4 minion, it doesn't give him such good unleash. Of course, Spring Paws unleashes Timberwolves. He has some great options. At least I get him to use a Hunter's Mark. That's good. That's a piece of good news. That sap is not a piece of good news, though. I still don't want a bunch of 1/1 poisonous minions here. Or do I? Do I have to risk it? Then if he has an Unleash, or just a Rexa, or even just Spring Paw and stuff. Because something he has to have something out there. He's not doing anything with these cards. I think I'll give this a try. See what happens. Now, of course, I would really need to draw a Deathrattle card. I have plenty in the deck, but I have not seen any for a while. Here comes the Unleash that I was a little bit afraid of. There's got to be some kind of setup for kill command lethal or something. Right? What else can this be? And I just don't have a whole lot here. But at least it's kind of unlikely that he would have another Unleash, right? It's still possible. But I think I have to use the Necrum Vial now. Trade away the Hounds. I just can't find the things. They are not coming. Everything has looked like he's prepping for some kind of kill command lethal. I was hoping that there would be no further unleashes, so this might do something against some stuff that he can play. Yeah, he's like going face every single turn. Well, there's a Vanguard. But I can't proc the Doctors anyway. I wouldn't have been able to play Necrum Vial this turn either, even with the prep. So there's that. There's only one Necrum Vial left in the deck.
So many.
I need to play the Devil's Soar.
Here we go.
And next turn he wins. I could not draw the cards. I just couldn't. He wants to show off too. Jerk. Well. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.